It's that time again for Freedom Fridays here on Edge Radio Australia. And as you can see on the screen, ready to go, primed. You're on the starting blocks, ready for some, what can I say, some incredible insight there. It's Dan Worthington in the US, mate. How are you?
Hey, great. How you doing?
Good, mate. Must be pretty late there in the US at the moment. So you're looking very bright and bushy-tailed.
It's 9:44 p.m. here on Sunday night, actually.
Oh, there you go. Sunday. There we go. We're ahead of you. What can we say? We're always ahead of America, apparently, somehow.
In some ways. Yeah. Although you still wish you were the 52nd state.
Oh, look. I was going to say we were the guinea pigs for the Y2K bug. Remember that day?
That's right. Yeah. That's right.
Well, let's see how Australia does on that front.
All right. Well, the guy bringing up all the big high-tech stuff, well, yes, Y2K, wasn't that really terrifying stuff? It's Derek Whittaker. Good to see you, mate.
Great to see you as always.
Mate, we're going to jump straight into the show, and I think we can't avoid it, and we're going to talk about Tulsi Gabbard. We've got to talk about the what's been brought out, and Obama. I mean, look, I think right now Obama's running pretty quick, almost like he's being chased by Big Mike.
Where do you go from there, Aaron?
Oh, that's a picture.
It really is. It really is. I'll go to you, Dan. What are your thoughts?
Oh, I mean, they knew this a long time ago, actually, that these meetings took place. They're documented, but unfortunately, the Democrats and the media were sweeping it under the rug. This is old information. So Obama was behind it. So was his idiot vice president, who was subsequently elected in the next election. And Hillary, of course, played her role. And the Russians were willing and complicit parties in all this as well. And so it's no surprise that they tried to derail Trump, that they illegally put the FBI onto him, and then that idiot FBI director, Comey, that stayed on, was a turncoat traitor to the United States of America. So this is an act of sedition, and it's it should be punishable by law.
To your point, actually, let's even take Trump out of the equation on this. This is just dead set treason, right? I mean, this is really just working against your country.
Well, it's fabrication of evidence is what Tulsi is claiming here. For those who aren't, I think we need to bring up, some listeners probably may not know what's actually happened. Tulsi Gabbard has come out and said that the collusion of the Russians in helping Trump win, where they infiltrated and basically hacked into systems to rig the election that he got in 2016, has been proven false and fabricated by the powers to be in the United States, right up to the then President Obama. So that's been the big claim here. And she's saying it was all a hoax. It was all false. So this is a big one to hit the mainstream media. And we're not talking, alternative media here. We are talking Fox News in the US. They're all over it.
Of course.
And what I find interesting is how they are drip feeding the information. She's saying more details to come next week, which I think is really necessary in many situations, because you've got a lot of people who are asleep to what's actually happening.
No doubt.
If you gave them all the big enchilada in one go, you'd have people in therapy next week. And I think this is a part of the strategy of releasing information, trickling it down.
I don't know.
Bite sizes.
I look at it another way. I'm thinking the Trump administration's, it's almost like it's a TV show. I mean, honestly, it's like, we'll tell you more after the break. It's become very much like that. It's to your point, I actually agree. I think if you just dropped it all in one bundle, everybody would lose their bundle, right? That's very prevalent, through a lot of US. I mean, we see, well, actually throughout the world, right? There's been a lot of revelations over the last couple of years, and a lot of people aren't taking it terribly well.
It's complex. Really, the whole story is pretty complex, because it's the scheme has multiple parts to it. Everything from General Flynn and excoriating him to everything else that happened afterwards, and the hoax with the House of Representatives and the subsequent impeachments, and all the other BS, Mueller investigation. Oh, by the way, Mueller was the same guy that investigated Epstein the first time around and just
Wow, isn't it funny how that's just become prominent?
No, I know. I mean, there's so much corruption in Washington, and I think it's the goal of the Trump administration to try to get out the deep staters. The deep staters are the problem. They're the ones that are colluding with, the Soros types and the big money Swedens and others that are trying to control the globalist agenda, along with the United Nations and the Agenda 51 and all that other BS that they've claimed that they aren't doing, but they are doing because it's all well documented what they're doing. There are other elements to it that are hypothetical and perhaps what do they call that? Conspiracy theories. The problem with these conspiracy theories is it turned out to be right.
They keep coming true.
Yeah, they really are. And American people are bright enough to know. Now, it turns out that the Justice Department has requested the release of the Epstein files from the grand jury. So we'll see what happens there. The chick that's sitting in prison right now is willing to testify before Congress and has said that President Trump really wasn't really involved in any of that, but she can name names. I think to some extent, the administration wants to leverage those people. I mean, whole point of the whole Epstein thing was to get collateral damage on wealthy, influential people around the world so you could blackmail them and get them to do what you wanted them to do. I mean, between Mossad and the CIA and, the KGB and everybody else, I mean, he was probably,
I agree. I mean, where I'm going to go on this is that, okay, especially over the last couple of weeks, everyone I speak to who is, who, I don't know, is just following mainstream media, who sort of isn't looking at the alternatives or, like shopping for their news, okay, we'll put it that way.
Researching,
using any level of critical thinking. But look, I don't want to be harsh, okay? People who are just living their little lives of nothing but mainstream corporate media, okay? I have heard, seriously, that many times over the last fortnight, oh, look, Trump was on that list. Trump was on that list. Trump, how many times did Trump go to that island? Now, okay, tell me if I'm wrong, okay, because every bit of information I've seen, okay, and I have seen the many copies of the manifests for the plane, all of that sort of thing. I've never seen Trump's name on it, not once. It doesn't, to me, the evidence to me certainly would sort of display that he'd never gone to that island.
He wasn't important enough. Nobody really saw him as part of the deal makers and the shakers. He was a poor billionaire that wasn't really accepted by his fellows. He was just sort of an anathema. I mean, he was out on the outer fringe of the bell curve. Really. I mean, he's very, very different. And so when he ran for president, everybody thought it was a joke. Evidently, he thought it was too for a while, and he never expected to win. I don't think. But you know who encouraged him to run, don't you?
Who's that?
It was Hillary and Bill.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, let's go backtrack all that way. He was a Democrat, quite a prominent one, and certainly a big donor.
Well, and they thought he couldn't really, be a rival. Nobody would take him seriously and all this other stuff. And guess what? They did. And, they didn't bother to fix the election like they would have had they known that he could pick up support in these minor counties and other places. People were fed up with the mainstream political parties at the time, and they wanted to change, sort of like the tide Barack Obama rode in on with the idea of change back when he was elected, although he's a fraud, as we all know now. But the point is that everyone thought, no question, Trump has leadership skills. He's a bit of an irritant, not so much this time around because he's being well managed by a chief of staff that has political chops and understands things a little better. He's living in a very complicated political environment with so many things that can go so many different directions. Democrats are frantic because they really don't have anything to hold on except these losing issues. He's wise enough to back off on issues when they get too hot, like the immigrants and that kind of thing, who aren't the true criminals, but just criminals in that they came over illegally. But they're trying to clean up all the dirt they can, get rid of the people that have expulsion orders and everything already on the list, that kind of thing. You got to remember, Obama exported 2 million of these people when he was president, and nobody said anything about it.
He also had the share leaders in CNN and MSNBC and ABC, and he had them running interference. It's a very, very different picture. That's the difference there.
Well, the politics of immigration changed because the Democrats felt like the only way they were going to control the politics in America was by bringing a bunch of people who were dumb enough to vote for them, that were dependent on them. And that was their plan. People have been castigated for saying that, but I think it's sort of obvious that was their plan was. The thing is, a lot of Latin Americans, others who come to the United States, are fairly politically conservative, as they're finding out. Trump increased his lead among Latin men considerably and almost took Latin women in the last election who were eligible voters because they were so sick of the, genitalia of little boys being cut off and tits of little girls being cut off for the sake of gender identity and all this other stuff, all the crap that the Democrats were pushing. Our military was gutted, right? Nobody wanted to be in it. Lost true patriots. In fact, they're defining true patriots as un-American. The Democrats were. So look what happened as soon as Trump got on. Everything reversed. People started coming in, got rid of the transgender troops because they are a distraction from troop readiness and a deadly force. That's what the military is supposed to be. They're not supposed to be there for a drag queen beauty pageant or anything else like that. And so things that are common sense the people abroad in other countries are just laughing their asses off at us when Biden was president, because he wasn't in charge of any of it. His progressive idiot handlers were, and it was pretty obvious because
that auto pen was pretty busy. Come on, he got a lot done. I mean, that auto pen was signing, massive amounts of pardons and so forth at 4 o'clock in the morning. Pretty good for a guy who has dinner at 4 and is in bed by 6.
Yeah, exactly.
America was very much the laughingstock of the world for the last 4 odd years with Biden in place, and it really was weakened at Biden's. It's a case of now rebuilding that credibility, which is a fantastic thing. But how hard is it when you've got such forces against you, those who control the social fabric as far as media, as far as entertainment, all of that sort of thing. It's a big change. But I think more and more truth coming out, stuff that like what Tulsi Gabbard has just actually put out, that will do nothing but help, right? I mean, if they can put away that Russian collusion thing, because let's face it, the whole Russian-American thing, I mean, that's entrenched for the last 80 years, right? Well, what are your thoughts there, Derek?
Well, I think the truth is coming out.
Yeah.
I think that's what's necessary, and I think fabricating evidence with these allegations and with the evidence that they've got is going to be very, very fascinating when it comes all out. And it is, again, as you've pointed out, we're in this age of revelation, where everything that's been going on behind closed doors and question marks, and if you had uncertainty about anything, it's everything in hiding is not there anymore.
It's not hiding anymore. That's right. It's out
even
there
the kiss cam at a game, is just revealing things.
Well, on that one, okay. I've been bombarded with people who are saying, "Oh, it's fake. It's been set up, and it's a distraction." Look, I always thought to myself, I don't believe that. I absolutely don't believe that. I do find it's ridiculous that, okay, he's a CEO, well, whoopie-doo, he's a very, very wealthy man, but whoopie-doo, why just has his case become the focus of the entire earth? It's a strange thing. But, look, let's be frank. People will go for the lowest common denominator. I've made lots and lots of jokes over it in the last few days myself on radio, on social media. Look, a year and a half ago, it was the Haktung girl. People are distracted by simple things.
I think sensationalism is what unfortunately captures us in this sort of thing. But I think it also rings true. I mean, many people know of situations where so-and-so's had an affair with so-and-so and the effect of that. And people want justice. People want to see that there's faithfulness and all sort of stuff. Now, I haven't even looked into the whole story. I haven't bothered, but just saw that. I'm just going, look, if you're hiding something, it has a sneaky way of coming out. And that's what you've got to bear in mind.
Well, I mean, where there are victims, there are perpetrators.
Of course. But hang on, I want to actually make this comment while I can, because this is something that puts fire in my belly, is the utter sexism in all of this and the complete lack of equality, right? So everybody's attacking the bloke, and they should, because from the point of view, he's done the wrong thing. He's cheated on his family. But so is the woman who's getting a complete free ride. And it just shows how society just protects women and quite frankly, endorses this kind of behavior. She is freshly married, or relatively freshly married, new house, or not going to carry on with her husband. She's kind of sleeping her way up the corporate ladder or whatever she's doing. Look, she's a disgusting human being just as much as he is, and she should be condemned just as he has. So, to me, actually,
they're both pigs. They're both pigs.
They are both. Funny enough, do you know what, Dan? That's exactly word for word what I said earlier today when somebody brought this up with me. They are both pigs, and maybe if we had genuine equality in the world and we actually held women to the same level as we hold men, it'd be a better place. But there you go. But as far as it being a distraction, look, we get kind of, let's face it, we do get distracted by things that they sensationalize. We do. I mean, we're simple creatures.
I think also, I mean, people, variety as far as news is concerned. I think there's been a lot of news lately that's just been very heavy to take in. And I think, the human psyche needs a break, tell me some good news, tell me something that's amusing. I mean, there are times that I'm going, look, especially at the end of the week, I'm like, okay, I've had to watch newsreels all week. Please, just can we have a break from it? I will spend Sunday. I try to get off the phone on Sundays as much as I can. It's like you've got to have a break from it. And I think there's a bit of an escapism that's needed, a bit of balance.
I completely agree. Exactly right. I used to, and I've always been a big fan of, and I keep saying it, the surfing dog story. When they used to finish the news with some sort of silly, feel-good kind of story, surfing dog, or I don't know, whatever it was, a parakeet that could sing, who cares? Just something to put a little smile on your face. But right now, it's the old story. Media, if it bleeds, it leads. And we keep running with that.
I mean, you talk about media. I mean, it's desperate for ratings. The mainstream media really are desperate. Their ratings have dropped so much, particularly CNN. And, it's catching up with them. What you've sown over the years, now you're reaping it because you're not a trusted news source anymore. The American public have moved on. They're going, we don't trust you anymore. No. And so, I mean, Colbert's show is getting the axe.
How good's that?
And it was losing, what, $40 million a year.
Oh, no. The only reason they're closing that is because Trump doesn't like it. Don't you know that? That's what the media have told me in the last.
That's what Rosie says, anyway.
Oh, and Rosie, she represents every woman. God, it's unbelievable, isn't it? But that's great to see. To me, I'm seeing more and more of these left propaganda arms falling, and it's sad to see a show that David Letterman ran for many, many years, and it was entertainment. It was a I don't know, big part of the fabric of American society, as I understand it. You go home, you watch your late shows, and away you go. But people are sick of it. I think it just comes down to the fact that people are sick of being politically talked down to.
Well, I think also the consumer base has changed. People want video on demand. They want to watch what they want to watch and when they want to watch it.
That's right.
And with people doing shift work and all that sort of stuff, they may not necessarily want to settle home from home and watch the late show.
Sorry.
They may have something they've missed during the day. And I think that's where the market is demanding how it operates.
Well, YouTube and other places, right?
Exactly, and that's what we saw in the music industry when they're still trying to push albums. People go, no, we want songs, and Napster provided a platform for them to do that. And then suddenly the record companies are going, yeah, but we want to sell you the albums, and Apple had to come up with the iPod and save the music industry at that time and said, we're going to take 30% in revenue, take it or leave it, because you're dying if you don't.
Yeah, but okay, you look at what it's done to that world. As an artist now, when they get something like, and I think the figure is 0.03 of a cent every time a song is played. So, you'd have to be one hell of an artist to actually make a living these days.
Yeah, your money's in endorsements and fashion lines and perfumes.
That's right.
Yeah.
But it just, it does show, you're absolutely right as far as the changing habits and why people want things on demand. They're not interested in waiting till 11:30 to watch the show. And the relevance of these things. But again, the spin that's been put on it is it's all political.
Well, the left is more and more of need from Illuminati money and Soros money and everything else, because the traditional sources are drying up. People don't want to follow a loser or pay for a loser, especially when it's so clear. It's just been 6 months with Trump in office, and look what he's accomplished. My gosh, the number of peace treaties and trade deals and infrastructural investment in the United States, and they're making progress on the border. Complete progress. They shut it down, and without Congress needing to approve it. It's sort of like in your face, Biden. You're so stupid. You could have done this.
What was the excuse before? Oh, we'd love to make changes, but Congress. We'd always hear
blame it on them. Yeah.
Yeah, but hang on, the flip side of it, again, the leftist media are all saying, this guy is a dictator because, at the stroke of a pen, he's effectively overriding the system. There's no matter what is done, no matter what good is being done, there's always that negative spin to try and bring the left back into play. And I look at the alternatives, and don't get me wrong, I certainly don't know of everyone in American politics on the right or the left, but who the hell can they put up against? Probably J.D. Vance, but who are they going to put against him in 3.5 years? You look at the old AOC. Seriously, right? Can you think of anyone who's actually standing up in the Democratic Party?
Well, there are some of the Democratic governors in the South, to the extent there are any, that are going to run. So the field is going to be packed with wannabes. Just the question is, no one has the firepower. No one has the personality or gravitas to really. No one has the credibility in the Democratic Party. Not anybody.
Wheel Bernie out again?
No, Bernie has his supporters, but he's a socialist. He's a communist. Yes. Everybody knows what he is. And it's just going to be more of the same, worse with Bernie and his Bernie bros and all that. Kamala's cooked because she couldn't, with $2 billion, she couldn't beat Trump. And, it's just, they might try to dust Hillary off, but wouldn't that be a real kick in the butt?
Now, to your point you just made, a moment ago, I was talking about the fact that my feed has changed on YouTube, like you flicked a switch. Right? Now, yesterday, a video came up. It was recommended to me and it was from, I believe it was CNN, and it was basically going through and saying that Trump was such a dictator, he had controlled and he had sued and basically threatened that the network into settling on that deal. Okay, remember, obviously he was sued over the 60 Minutes interview. I'm not going to carry on, right? What they did is they were completely selling it as, oh my God, we've got a dictator. He's using the legal system, boom, boom, boom. And they completely spun it to say that 60 Minutes had basically not manipulated the facts. Now, okay, it's gone through a court of law. The law has actually said that the judgment's been made as yes, that was done. It did manipulate the truth. It did affect could have affected the election. It was electoral interference, all of those things. But yet the media has spun this, as I say, and are now, as I say, putting it in my feeds. This is the thing. When they control the algorithm, they control the narrative of what's going out there. I mean, what do we do to stop this from going on? We're blatant lies.
Aaron, the truth is going to come out. Even the algorithms are going to come out. You're going to see Facebook have a bigger scandal than X did, or at that time Twitter, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to see it come out with Google and YouTube. It's coming.
I certainly hope so.
It is coming.
Yeah.
And you know, I wouldn't stress about it and this sort of stuff. It's just, as I say, grab popcorn.
The thing that Trump's doing is calling them on their crap. He's not letting him get away with defaming him or saying stuff that's objectively false. Like the Wall Street Journal is getting sued for billions of dollars now because they kept saying false things about the Epstein case in him. And so, I mean, once these news organizations get used to the fact they're going to be held accountable for the kind of crap they used to poll on a regular basis, then, you know, that maybe they will figure out that they can't do it. Fox News,
I'll tell you what,
the same tactic was used against Fox News post-election by these voting machine companies and everything else. And they effectively chased Tucker Carlson off the set. Now, Tucker's probably going to come back. But the point is that the Democrats are guilty of doing the same kind of crap when they were in charge.
Oh, no doubt about it. No, do you think Tucker will come back?
Yeah, I think that's the rumor. Is that I mean, Fox News is paying him $20 million a year.
Okay.
Why not bring him back? He's very, very popular.
I know, but I think his income's probably higher by being a freelancer, to be honest with you.
Well, no, he's getting on top of the $20 million he's getting paid by Fox. Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Yeah. But the fact is, he probably wants editorial control, right?
I think his contract is almost over with Fox, and he's going to be a free agent. So they're going to want to try to bring him back under the banner, probably.
Right. Fair call. All right, gentlemen, that is our show for today. Thank you very much for contributing and having our opinions. It is always an interesting time when it comes to talking about US politics. It is the greatest soap opera.
Well, I mean, you guys got your own going over there to Albanese, going and kissing the rings of the Chinese and everything, right?
Oh, look, yes, it's nice to visit the comrades occasionally. You know, it's fantastic. It's nice to see communism is well and truly strong in this part of the world. And yes, you are absolutely right. We have the most weak, pathetic, and I was going to say leader, but it's just not fair to use that word.
Don't do that.
Albanese. Look, a lot of that's coming out as well. So with a bit of luck, well, the truth will set us free, right?
Maybe us Yanks can liberate you.
Sorry?
Maybe us Yanks can liberate you.
Maybe, mate. We could be that extra state. What are we up to? 51, 52 now? I mean,
I don't know.
We're going to go to Greenland as well.
I think even the Mexicans are considering it.
Oh, dear.
I don't think we'd have them.
Part of the show. Of course, it is Freedom Friday here at Edge Radio Australia.
Hey, take care. Good night.